Also topping our newscast here at 6 from our Water Watchers file. Amid all of the rain and snow the state has received over the last 2 weeks or so, Republican lawmakers are demanding that Governor Gavin Newsom make more investments in water storage amid concerns much of the runoff from these storms is ending up in the ocean. Our Capitol correspondent Eitan Wallace has our report tonight from Sacramento.
Well, more than 20 trillion gallons of water. That's how much Republican lawmakers say the state could receive after all of these storms are said and done. But they argue too little of it has been stored. Water. It's the precious resource the state so desperately needs. But according to these Republicans from the state assembly, it's a resource the state has not adequately captured and stored.
It's a failure.
A failure they blame on the governor, arguing his administration has not done enough to prevent California rainwater from ending up in the sea.
Why don't we save it? It just really is an enigma to me that we do not protect the water that is free, comes from nature, and is going out into the ocean.
This water could have been stored.
Republican Devin Mathis is the vice chair of the Assembly Committee on Water, Parks, and Wildlife. He says his Republican colleagues have come up with solutions, including Mathis's own proposal to have the state codify into law California's water goals, just like it does on its environmental goals. He and his colleagues also want to see less red tape and more construction on new storage projects, including the proposed Sites Reservoir near Colusa, about an hour north of Sacramento.
Build sites now. The water right here next to us could have been stored in sites. It's a fact.
Republicans say the state has not built a new reservoir like it in decades. While the $5.2 billion project is set for construction in 2024, they want the governor to start the building process now, arguing hundreds of millions of dollars in bonds have already been approved for the project.
We should have water abundance in the state of California. We have the technology, we have the capability. The governor is not doing it.
We all know that infrastructure needs to get built more quickly than it has traditionally. The governor is very clear on this.
Wade Crowfoot is the secretary of the California Natural Resources Agency. He points out the governor's proposed budget for the next fiscal year includes more than $8 billion to help respond to the drought and more than $200 million for flood urban infrastructure improvements. Saltwater desalination projects and hundreds of millions of dollars for local water agencies, he says, are also at the top of the list.
Rather than imposing a one-size-fits-all solution from Sacramento for these very different places around California, we're focused on allocating funding to these local and regional agencies for them to fund their priority projects. It's truly an all-hands-on-deck, all of the above approach.
As for the Republican message to the governor,
Gavin, if you're listening, I'll work with you, bro. I will stand next to you, side by side in partnership, and make water happen for this state. More than happy to do that.
And of course, not to be forgotten in this conversation, the need to improve California's groundwater storage, especially in the Central Valley. Well, Democrats and Republicans alike tell me they plan to address just that this year. Reporting from Sacramento near the American River, Eitan Wallace, 17 News.